Mm. Sí. Sí. Yeah, I think it's time. You can. Yes. Yeah, I think it's time. You can. Yes. Yeah, LinkedIn I can see 16 people. YouTube I haven't seen the link. I'm checking. Could you send me the link again? Yeah, I was. It's not showing. Yeah. Mm, yeah, I think we are like, yeah. Yes. 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 No. You are not audible. Not able to hear anything. Can't hear anything. Are you able to hear me? And is screen visible? Uh, can they hear me now? Yes, we can hear you, Arun. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes. Yes. Okay. You can say automation tool as in Google Slides. Automated. So automation tool, in a way, obviously Google Slides is not an automation tool, but one thing I'm seeing is automation is entering many of the tools which we are using every day. For Google Slides, it kind of predicts that, hey, you know what, this person is changing the heading to orange in each slide. Maybe I should do that in an automated fashion. Earlier, we used to write scripts in Google Sheets or Excel or Google Slides to make such a function happen. Right now, the way Google is working is the products are learning based on user behavior and is trying to automate and make things easy for the user. So one such example is what I've seen happen with Gmail. So this is something which many people would have already seen. So as you're typing, it kind of predicts, hey, you know what, does next Tuesday works for you, or the other something like haven't seen you in a while. I hope so. So Gmail kind of knows what you're typing. It is kind of making predictions, and it is able to make predictions because it understands language. Obviously, Gmail or G Suite is currently not using GPT-3. They have their own understanding of language, but uh, the automation aspect, the understanding of language aspect is something which is extremely important for the tools which we'll be building, the tools which is already there, and the tools which is being built as we speak. And the applications of that in SEO is what I really want to go into. So the last week I was thinking, hey, yes, yeah. Uh, might not be 1 year, but in a few years, there could be a possibility wherein you give a particular keyword or a bunch of words, and there would be a tool which is completely powered by GPT-3, which will build the entire website out for you. There are tools which is already coming up. They might not be as robust as we expect, but it's like you can say I am an SEO consultant. I want to build a website for Bangalore. Then if just using that one sentence, there could be a tool which can build up an entire landing page for you. So it can go there, but currently we are not there yet. But I want to over the last week I spent thinking, hey, you know what, GPT-3 has so many possibilities. What should I narrow down to? So I was thinking what the best approach is to see what is working right now, which is actually working tactically, what is working right now, rather than having ideas for building fancy tools in the future. So I was thinking, what are the tools which I use personally to kind of automate or tell my content team to use to make things easier in terms of both content writing and also kind of scaling content and also the SEO optimization bit. So to give you a primer of what GPT-3 stands for, so it is basically an OpenAI. It was developed by OpenAI that uses deep learning to produce human-like text. So the biggest advantage GPT-3 has over the previous models is it has 45 terabytes of text data, and this data is accumulated from Common Crawl, Wikipedia, books, web text too. All these data sources are accumulated by this particular AI program. About 175 billion parameters are considered, and all those parameters and data is used to make a model, and that model kind of understands and has an extremely evolved understanding of human language. Currently, it's there for English and many other languages as well. And compared to the previous models, there are many natural language models in the past. For example, Microsoft themselves has their own NLG model, Turing NLG model. And compared to the first model, which is GPT, the number of parameters as compared to what we have right now, which is 170 billion parameters, it's a huge jump. So yes, yes, yes. I'll give you an example of how this would look like. So there are a few tools which I have a list at the end of the presentation. So the simplest example of how I use this is, for example, I wanted to give a brief to the content writer on green tea in general. So what I did was I hit green tea, hit generate ideas. So all this particular tool, which is reliant on GPT-3, it kind of has its own understanding of, okay, you know what, this is how what is green tea is about, and it started to write content. So this obviously cannot really go and sit in a blog article. This is not copy paste stuff, but this is a great starting point when you're giving a brief to a content writer. So you can create a brief. You can just download this particular piece of content, send it to the content team so that they have certain amount of content to build their entire blog article on. So this is one example which I am using right now, this tool use topic. The other tool I'm using is Keyword Insights. It's an extremely powerful tool. I'll come to later. The other tool I'm working with is CopyPad, and I use this tool for creating e-commerce product descriptions. For instance, if you have a large website like Ajio or Myntra or any of these big e-commerce websites, and especially when you're launching a particular e-commerce website with 20,000 products or 30,000 products, then it will be very difficult for you to kind of write a product description for each particular product. And obviously, a uniquely crafted content is extremely good for SEO, but it's better to have some sort of content which is not like completely duplicated than having no content. And also, whatever content you add is helpful to the user as well. So, for instance, the product which you're selling on your particular e-commerce portal, which you're about to launch, is something like a reindeer knitted hat. So you could type that exact phrase. If you're selling a shoes like Nike React running shoes for men, you could copy that exact phrase and put it in this tool, and it will generate the product description based on its understanding of product descriptions on Amazon, Flipkart, or Agio or Myntra, wherever that particular product is. It has an understanding of all those product descriptions, and from that, it makes up its own understanding and rewrites that entire product description so that it seems unique and something which you can use on your own website. So I'll come to the caveats of this later, but I wanted to show three more examples which I'm using. So the other beautiful aspect of this particular tool or GPT-3 itself is earlier models did not really understand emotion. And emotion is something which will set the context when you're writing a blog or when you're writing ad copy as well. For instance, if you're writing headline, certain headlines you want to show surprise or excitement, be it a blog article or you're creating ads for Google Ads or Facebook. So what I suggest is we can pick any of these tones which you want to create a article. So immediately the tonality and the language also changes. So if your brand is more towards more relaxed, more informal, then you could pick such a tone of voice and it will use such a tone of voice. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Not necessarily, because this content could be used and can be used as a paragraph in the content which we are publishing on the blog or on our e-commerce page. So this has practical application, and we can change the product to anything portable, sustainable shoes for women. Portable shoes with sustainable sourced bamboo base key. So yeah, you can actually see that there are a few things which we cannot really copy and paste, but I'll come to the caveats in GPT-3 tools. So as I said in the beginning of the session that you cannot read, there are a few caveats, and there is a practical application to this, there is impractical application to this. And the other one, which one tool which I'm using almost every day is shortlyai.com, which is an amazing content writing assistant. So content writers usually keep complaining about having a writer's block, that they are not really able to produce those words on paper. So this AI kind of prompts, hey, you know what, maybe you were looking to write the sentence in this way, and maybe this is the thing which you actually meant to say. For instance, I was looking at how to buy a domain, and this is a text. So you can say how to buy a domain. And maybe you could pick one of these articles, or maybe you could pick one of these articles. Okay, and just paste it, and you can say write for me. So one thing it does, it rewrites and also expands on the concept which you're already speaking. So it's writing. Yeah, and we can see, we can also tell how much to be written. Currently I'm out of, but the same thing can be done here. Sentence rewrite. The biggest advantage of GPT-3 tools over earlier tools, which were like article spinners or like not so intelligent tools, were basically the understanding of language which GPT-3 has makes it more meaningful to the user. Earlier, sentence rewrite tools did not really have good understanding of grammar, and they used to be bad in spellings. So this kind of sentence rewrite also helps the writer to, instead of sounding redundant and boring, they can always pick a particular sentence and put it in their blog. So, sentence rewrite or sentence construction or paragraph building or content writing prompts is something which GPT-3 powered tools can provide. The fifth tool which I'm using every day is keywordinsights.ai. uh, One thing which is, see, ultimately when you're writing to get SEO traffic, you have to write some content and put it on the website. Now the typical questions is what kind of content to write, what are the keywords should I put in those, or subtopics should I cover in that particular article so that I get good amount of traffic, what kind of um, subheadings, or what kind of optimization should I do? These are the simple and the most basic questions. One important concept which Google is building its entire algorithm is understanding user intent. So a person searching for weight loss diet or weight loss uh, diet chart or weight loss exercise or weight loss or diet plan. So these have slightly different intent. So the person who's searching for weight loss diet has an intent of, hey, you know what should I eat to reduce my weight? The person who's searching for weight loss diet chart is basically looking for something to download. Maybe he's looking for images. That's why Google is showing images. Person who's searching for weight loss exercise, that's why videos come up. Usually videos have higher exercise intent. So Google is understanding intent. Weight loss diet plan. Again, videos came up, and you'll see that weight loss diet plan and weight loss diet chart, the results are kind of same. If you see the first two results, the best diet plan for weight loss, Healthify Me, best diet for diet chart, is almost the same. The first two, and then comes Healthline. So about 50 to 60% of the results is exactly the same for weight loss diet chart and weight loss diet plan, because Google has an understanding of intent. So the more, now the question is, of all the keywords list we have, okay, now if I go to Ahrefs or the tool of your choice, for example, if I say weight loss, okay, and I have like almost like 10,000 or 20,000 keywords. Now, how do I bucket those keywords into topics? For that, GPT-3 tool can solve that particular problem. Currently, there are very few tools online which can solve it. One is keyword insights to a certain extent. They we don't have like completely sophisticated tools, but we are getting there. So this is something content writers, SEO marketers, sometimes even growth marketers spend a lot of time in sitting there and doing the mapping. Hey, you know what? They actually search in Google. They search in Google weight loss diet chart. Also search in Google weight loss diet plan. Then they see this. Is there a match between these two particular results? And then they say, hey, you know what? This particular article should have all these keywords covered in this particular article. So all of this manual work can be solved by doing by using GPT-3 powered tools, and this can also help us in grouping keywords for our ad groups as well, or grouping keywords for our content calendar as well. So I'll show you how this works. So currently I downloaded a particular, I downloaded this entire list, okay, and cut down this list to make it easy for us to understand, in to simplify. So, and then I converted this entire list. Um, I fed this into keyword insights. Okay, they have a free plan with 200 or 500 credits. I think you should definitely have a go at them. So new project, you can pick, and then you can say location India. So what really is happening here is I'm telling go to Google India English and search for these bunch of keywords, and tell me which articles should I write, and in those articles what kind of keyword should I use. All of that manual process keyword insights does for you in a simple maybe your whatever website you put.
So Arun, just a question here, and I'm still not sure if people can hear me, but I hope Arun, you can hear me, and you can repeat my question for people if they can't
Yes.
hear me still.
Yes.
So you're telling me this tool is not only limited to SEO or organic, but this can be used in paid marketing as well.
Yes.
For
Especially when you have large keyword data sets, when you want to club them and put in ad groups, or even for your own understanding, logical understanding of what keywords have similar intent, what keywords should have what landing page associated with them. For all of those, it's extremely useful because this tool understands intent, which Google is using.
and this can be used also for large websites for generating meta tags or meta keywords, etc.
Yes,
Where
yes,
okay,
yes.
can you just repeat that question? I'm not sure if people heard it.
So Nikhil was asking me if such a tool can be used for advertising as well. For example, Google Ads. If you have large keyword data sets, and if you have like 50,000 keywords you want to show your ad for, then you want to pool those keywords into campaigns, ad groups, so that it's easy for account structuring and also for your understanding. For example, you want to uh, land people searching for certain type of keywords on a particular landing page, which means you have to understand intent. For example, buy Apple phone in India, you don't want to land them on Redmi phone landing page. So all that grouping in terms of keyword to landing page map, all of that can also be done using keyword insights.
That's cool. That's
And
cool.
keyword insights is just one of the tool, but I'll come to the, yeah, maybe generate report. Yeah, so it will take like 5 to 10 minutes to generate the report. So for interest of time, already it generated the report. So what it did was it found out the keyword, the search volume. Search volume is already fed. The cluster, the hub, and the spoke. This is not the magic. The magic is here. So it searched for weight loss in Google, understood that most of the time the article which is ranking, the website which is ranking is an article page. So basically a blog article. So it also understood that out of 10 results, one result is a e-commerce product page. So it could be a weight loss plan or a weight loss book on Amazon. And 4 is the other type. And it understands the intent. Hey, you know what, weight loss, people are looking for information. They're not looking for transactional. But if I search for weight loss books, then the dominant intent would be transactional. So this particular tool understands what kind of content to write. If I am an SEO and I really want to rank for weight loss, which would be extremely difficult, I would rather write an article rather than have a weight loss page asking people to buy my product. So you know what kind of content to write just by looking at this.
Okay, so what does
And
fragmented mean in
you
that
have
case?
an understanding of what is a ranking page, and the other part is this. So all the segregation of keyword topic, the keywords which has to be mentioned in that particular topic, and the volumes of them, all of them are mentioned in this particular sheet. So all the keyword mapping to a particular topic, everything is done by this tool itself because it understands intent. So with this, I know what kind of content to write, be it an article or an e-commerce website or a landing page I need to establish. I also know for a topic, what are the keywords I have to go after, and how to prioritize this list as per highest search volume. And also I have a understanding of the whole what kind of titles. So based on the top 5 ranking pages, weight loss, it kind of tells me what kind of articles, sorry, where is that? Yeah. What kind of titles, if you use, you have a good chance of getting clicks, and also what kind of articles usually rank in the first page. What kind of titles are people ranking in the first page using? So it is kind of trying to grasp things about its understanding of language and saying that, hey, you know what, maybe you should use these.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
So
does this, did you export this data to a spreadsheet, or was it like there is some plugin which does that or something?
no, it's just I just need to go here. Once the export is ready, I get here. Your order is processed, so I go to projects. I do Google Sheets report.
Okay,
Everything comes here.
everything comes there. Oh, cool. That's really
Yeah,
nice. Cool.
yeah.
Interesting.
So this is something which is extremely useful, because this is something I remember when I used to work with an edtech company. I had to do this for, this was like a 3-week exercise, which we used to sit and say, you know what, this particular programming language, these are the different topics. This is the keyword, and then I had to search for that keyword and do all of that. This has reduced the 3-week process to kind of 3 days. There would be a little bit of cleaning which needs to be done, but the heavy lifting is something which has really, uh, which is a
I
big
understand.
problem.
That's so. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
most of the repetitive work is automatically taken care of. You
Yes.
basically, as a SEO person, you can concentrate on intellectual work that matters rather than doing some gadha majduri,
Yes.
which really is not worth your time or effort. And
Yeah.
as a client, I can actually make sure that I am paying my SEO consultant only for the intellectual time rather than doing some gadha majduri on that.
Yes, and it also empowers their own team. Instead of relying on me to come up with this list, if I can teach them this particular tool, they can run their own ship.
Oh, that's really nice. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So
And
this is another example how comprehensive this could be. So for every article, which, for example, this is Hawaii, related to Hawaii travel and tourism. So every article which everything possible under Hawaii, different keywords, different topics, everything is here itself. So basically I have to write, in order to win Hawaii tourism and travel industry, I just need to write 269 articles. These are the keywords, and uh, hub. These are the different internal linking I have to do. So it's quite easy with this. And also I get article ideas wherein I can tell the content writer, hey, you know what, these are few topic titles you could pick. And if you see the topic titles, all of them have the keyword in it as well. So from an SEO standpoint, writing titles manually and all of that uh, is not needed anymore.
Cool, that's interesting. That's really nice. And Arun, how much does a typical tool like this cost you for on a subscription per month?
Yes. So they have a model. Uh, so one team which I'm using, they have an on-demand model, and they have a monthly model. So we use on demand because we are doing a keyword universe exercise. We wanted to understand how this particular industry is in total number of keywords and how many articles we have to write in the next 6 months. So we typically picked, okay, as per SEM Rush, the entire keyword pool which we want to target for is 1 lakh keywords, and calculate cost. Yeah, this is how much we spent in the last 2 months for a particular plan. But for people who have 4 articles being written every month, I think a monthly plan of $29 would be more than enough, or a $9 plan is more than enough. With 740 credits, you get keyword and topic ideas for at least 15 articles, which I
So
believe
that's
is
good enough
important.
for a small company, right?
Yeah,
And $10 is like what, 3 beers?
yeah, yeah. I think it's three
Four
beers.
actually, yeah, maybe.
Four, yeah, four.
Yeah, beers, we should not never discount beers from 4 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Great.
Yeah, and this is something which is important, which I would like to cover because this is not, again, we cannot completely eliminate human intervention when we are using GPT-3 tools. The reason being, it's not really perfect, and also there are issues in terms of brand content, which I'll come to. There are cases where you use GPT-3 tools. One is when you need scale, but you don't have the time and resources for custom written content. So especially when you're launching a website, and launching is more important than perfectly written SEO content or SEO titles or description. And you also need it when you want to write small snippets of text to edit, for example, titles and headings and descriptions. If you just have name of different cars, if you're a used car seller, if you have the names of different cars, maybe you could you rewrite the titles and descriptions, and to make it more unique. And also meta descriptions is something which many SEOs hate writing, and meta descriptions is also not really a ranking factor, at least what Google says. Uh, so in those low importance SEO tasks, titles are also being rewritten by Google as per its own wish. So low important SEO tasks, I think we can definitely use GPT-3 tools like sentence rewrite or title suggestions. The third, to generate blog topic ideas out of randomly, you can ask one of these tools, green tea pay, what should I write on? So it might be used for inspiration. Obviously, we don't just listen to it blindly, but for inspiration, it's a great source. The fourth one, and it's important from efficiency standpoint, I think writing assistants, like AI writing assistants, helps the writers with prompts, and especially content teams, where they have to churn out content in huge proportions every day. Once you empower them with this tool, maybe even a 20% or a 30% improvement in productivity in terms of time, maybe we could churn out more content in a span of 1 month. than before. And when not to use GPT-3 is also important to know. Writing full-fledged blog posts is still a no. For instance, if you're trying to rank for um, uh, what to know before, sorry, what kind of, which is the best bank for uh, fixed deposit. For instance, is that the keyword you want to rank for? Best bank for fixed deposit is the keyword. It's an extremely competitive phrase, and it's also comes under your money, your life content, especially in Google's language. So since it's related to finance or if it's related to health, the SEO standards needed to meet and rank in the first page of Google is way higher. So you cannot really use for finance and healthcare articles GPT-3 tools because just putting content which comes out of an AI might not be which impresses Google. I wouldn't say it is zero impact, but it's definitely not going to help you rank in the first page for competitive phrases. The other is writing brand content. Obviously, AI does not know much about your company, how many employees, what are your vision, what is your values, the about page content, contact us page content, or the pricing of your products, or different features of your product is something which Google does not understand. So your website content, your sales page, your home page, the content for those pages, you cannot use GPT-3 because it wouldn't make sense.
Or
And
probably it
the
wouldn't make sense now. Probably it will make sense after it learns enough in a couple of years.
Yes, it could be. Yeah, there are already tools which is I forgot the name of the tool, but there are tools which using an Excel sheet you can build a website.
Wow.
So it's going to take some time, but yes, sure. I think with no code and GPT-3 as a combination, I think we can see those tools coming out in a few years. So this is these are the tools which I have used, and this is something which can add some value in terms of increasing the content efficiency and also um, making the you making better decisions in terms of what kind of content to write on the what kind of keywords to include. And also the other important aspect before we take questions is how to get started. So we have the tools, we understand what GPT-3 is, the power of GPT-3, and we also know what it cannot do, which is important to know because so that we apply it accurately. It's important to understand if you have FAQs on your website, if you have micro content where small snippets of text, FAQs especially have one or two sentences. In those cases, maybe you could get some intern or just say, you know what, copy this piece of text from this particular place and rewrite the sentence or add a couple of words here and there. So that way you are able to add more content on your page, and it's foolproof because you're just rewriting the content. The other one is titles and description. I think you could get started with that, especially if you have content. If you have like large sets of blog articles, and you really don't want to sit and think so much, then maybe you could take titles from one of your competitors or one of the other websites. You could use a sentence rewrite option, or you could just give the URL to one of these GPT-3 tools, and they would recommend a title for your particular blog. The placeholder websites, for example, product descriptions is a good example in this case. Product descriptions you could use at least for the products which you believe is not going to have much SEO impact, just to put some content and see if some traffic you are going to acquire is definitely worth it. And the fourth one is once you see this power and you kind of prove to the management or for yourself or your team, or validate that this tool is actually helping you. I think you could build your own tools. And earlier, at least so a year or one and a half, I think a year ago, this was GP, only selected people who were invited or who were part of the wait list could get access to this particular API. But now you could just apply to build your own tool here. And once you get access, maybe you could build tools in-house, which can populate different pieces of content on your particular website. So for instance, just to give an example, I would say this particular website is using uh, so the one of the as you build a GPT-3 tool, maybe based on the information you already know about the doctor. So, for instance, this is all the information we know about the doctor. Based on all those parameters, maybe I could create an amazing paragraph of text. Or based on the data about this particular doctor we have on the web, we could collect all that data and put it here in a meaningful fashion. So that level sophisticated and customized tools we don't have in the market yet, but that's something which you should aim for maybe by end of year. So that you get the competitive edge, and you have a better SEO growth trajectory. Yeah.
That's cool, Arun. I just want to talk to the audience. I mean, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot on LinkedIn chat or YouTube chat. Arun will be here to answer some of your questions and my questions, of course. And if you want list of these tools, please sign up at Mygrowth.club for weekly newsletter, and we'll be mailing you these tools as well. Apart from that, you can also join SaaS Marketing Analytics community, where also will list these tools, and I have set up those both links in a LinkedIn chat as well. I'm pasting that in YouTube chat as well. So if you have any question, please feel free to shoot. Okay, while people think about their questions, I'll start with one of my own questions, Arun.
Yes.
So, considering all of this, right? I mean, it seems like quite a lot to learn. Is there a specific resource that you can suggest where we can learn more about this, where I can read more about this, where I can find this consolidated?
Uh, I can look that up, but I personally looked. I'm more hands-on person, so what I did was I searched for best GPT-3 SEO tools a couple of months ago, because at that time itself I was really curious about this particular space, and then I found a list of tools, and I had a free account with each one of them, I think, and I started using these tools rather than looking for resources. I think the best way is to get your hands dirty. For keyword insights, I would suggest it's a more useful tool, or a bit advanced. There, I would suggest they have their own YouTube channel, which explains all of these tutorials. And yes, I think that's it. I think the best way is to create the login and create these tools, use these tools yourself. And also, I think the second important aspect, apart from you learning, I think content is a very spread out thing. If product is involved in content, SEO is involved in content, content marketers, content writers are involved in content. I think this is more change which has to happen at the team level. So it's good if your team learns these tools, embraces these tools, so that the whole team kind of benefits it, because SEO again is cross-functional, and you just working on it might not deliver the full set of results.
Right. So it's I mean you gave me the hard answer which is meant for hardworking people like you, not for lazy people like me who want it in one place. So what we'll do is you and me will sit together and we'll make a list of these tools and probably mail it
Yes.
to all the subscribers by tomorrow.
Yes.
That will help lazy people like me.
Yes.
We have a
Yes.
question from Praveen. He is
Yes.
asking, uh, can GPT-3 tools write code? Wow, I wish.
This I don't know.
But I wish they
Have
can. If they can write content and if they can write code, wow, we won't be needed anymore. No one will be needed anymore.
yes. Maybe I'll get I'll lose all my clients then. Yeah, so I think that then our job as growth marketers would go more towards decision making and empathetic, understanding the user, all of that. So I think it's moving more towards that.
Okay. There is a question from Bhavik. He is asking about longshot.ai. Have you ever used it? Bhavik, I don't know anything about it, so I'll leave it up to Arun to do that.
What is the spelling? I haven't used this.
Yeah, it's quite a long shot. The name itself is long shot.
Long shot.
Yeah.
No, I haven't used that tool.
But Bhavik, if you feel it's a great tool, why don't you just drop me a mail and we can probably review it in future episodes?
Yes.
Prashant has a question. Google Keywords Planner while doing keyword research for content. Yeah, Prashant, go ahead. What's your question?
Is the question LinkedIn or
It's on LinkedIn.
okay?
I don't know. I lost that comment somewhere. Do you know how do these tools help remove spam? Because I'm getting spammed on YouTube.
Spam on
On
YouTube.
YouTube comments.
Okay.
Okay, I think
I
I
don't
lost Prashant ka
okay.
question or he
Unless
removed
we
it.
have access to YouTube's code base itself. Uh,
I can imagine. Yeah, I was just joking
very,
about it. Cool.
yeah.
Are there any questions, guys? I'll wait around for a couple of more minutes. There
Yes.
is question from P. Kumar on how to rank for e-commerce website. Well, Kumar, that's quite a wide question. I don't think we'll be able to cover that in few minutes that we have here. Uh, we are ranking. There is a question from Chandra who is asking, we are ranking and getting traffic for new articles, but older articles are losing traffic. Can we fix this with GPT-3?
See, the reason the older articles are losing ranking is could be maybe you change the site architecture, so the internal linking which was going to those old articles has reduced, which means sometimes the SEO traffic drops. The other two is maybe the content has become outdated. If you haven't updated the contents at least for the last 6 months or 8 months, then I recommend you update those articles. But if it's a extremely competitive space, even moderately competitive space, it's better to have human intervention and get more content added rather than you relying on a GPT-3 tool.
Okay, I'll answer question from Raghu. Yes, the recording will be published on YouTube, and I'll post the link on this chat as well. Bhagyashri is asking, can GPT-3 tools can she use GPT-3 tools for content refurbishment? I don't know what is that. Arun, maybe you will be able to answer this.
See, when a GPT-3 tool kind of takes the data from what is already on the web, and has an understanding of that, and then presents the content which it thinks is accurate, which is right for the particular topic which you shared. Uh, it might do a revision of the text which is already there, but if you say refurbishing, you mean to say we're making it better. uh, it might not happen. It depends on, if you, for example, if you wrote an article about health benefits of green tea, in that you have a good section about um, um, what do you say, different, how to drink green tea, how to make green tea, and all of that. And then you are adding another section which you are kind of copy pasting and then doing a refurbish. Uh, it might not really help
Okay.
in that. So you can rewrite and make it look new, but it might not really result in a big traffic update. So if you're adding more content, and in that case, maybe you could use, but not big impact.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Arun. I'll take a question from Satish. He's asking whether GPT tools can find which keywords got the lead. Satish, I'm thinking this question is more to do with analytics than content. So you'll probably have to set up a better analytics platform to do that. Apart from that, I don't think GPT-3 can help you there. There are a few more questions which are which are regarding analytics and keyword research. Can
Okay.
you use this to suggest YouTube video topics?
Yes, so you could again go to Ahrefs. Okay, you could pick YouTube and find out the volumes for YouTube. The process is exactly the same. Whatever process which we showed for keyword insights in
Okay.
Ahrefs and keywordinsights.ai, the
Okay.
same process will is applicable for YouTube or anywhere where search happens.
Okay, got it. I think that I hope that answers your question, Bhagyashri. And I was looking for a question from Prashant, which I lost earlier, but yeah, Prashant has a pretty elaborated question. I wanted to ask about using Google Keywords Planner while doing keyword research on the content, as we tools give limited stats around the terms, highly focused paid marketing data. What are your thoughts? So he's saying basically that these tools may or may not be able to give you accurate stats around these keywords. And do you think that will impact the value in any way? I hope I got your question right, Prashant.
About the value as in?
So volumes of the keyword search, etc., right? That data may or may not be available with these tools.
Yes. So I usually use Ahrefs data. I sometimes keep it aside SEMrush data to see if there is too much of a mismatch. Uh, Keyword planner data I don't always use.
Okay,
Uh,
because it's basically biased by Google itself, I guess.
there are when I mean like yeah, they say that, but it's not. I mean, like, keyword planner is something which I kind of use it for checking. If it's like if Ahrefs is selling 10 and keyword planner is telling 10,000, then I'll get curious, hey, what really is going on. In other cases, usually I see a 20 30% difference.
Perfect, perfect. I think we are almost out of time. If there are any more questions, guys, please feel free to post it in chat. We'll try to answer it in the chat post the conversation also. We can keep this chat going for questions related to GPT-3, right, Arun?
Yes.
And if you want the list of these tools, please sign up to the links that I have given either for the newsletter on Mygrowth.club, or you can join B2B SaaS marketing community Slack, where we will be posting all these tools and their brief introduction, usages, etc. With this, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. And from this week onwards, every weekend we'll be releasing a similar show about specific tools in growth marketing area. So stay tuned for next one. Same time on Wednesday, 6 p.m. India time. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. I hope you
Uh,
join again next Wednesday.
even I want to take some time to thank. I want to thank Factors.ai. I want to thank you. I want to thank the SaaS community on Slack, which is amazing community. I think all the three of you have come together to put this amazing, at least 1 hour. It is stimulating even for me. Thanks a lot, everyone. Shut up.
Thanks, Arun. Thanks for joining. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.